Fortune to have him address us on this Bhagavad Gita shloka. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining, taking out a valuable time. You can proceed ahead, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Am I audible enough?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. So right away we'll begin with some prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalake Aksharamanitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vitam Ramana Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Om Rupakada Mayam Nadat Padantikam Namam Vishnuparaya Krishna Pristha Bhutale Shri Asti Bhakti Dhiranam Damadaritti Namine Yati Shiv Bhakti Timittasya Gunabhavana Vatine Avada Sarva Bhaktanam Savaraksa Pradayine Shri Radhe Krishna Gauranga Gayasi Sarvara Prabhu Nityananda Kripamurti Pranamami Puna Puna Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna everyone and welcome to today's Bhagavad Gita discussion. So I'll make a small request before we start, just to make things a bit more personal. For those who are in opposition, please you can switch on your camera so that you can see who I'm speaking with. If you're not in a position to, that is okay. You may remain muted or you may keep your camera off. Thank you. So today we're reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, text 1. And I hope that everyone also has access to the Bhagavad Gita. I'll request someone from the audience to read from the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, text 1. Just unmute your hand if you'd like to read. If you've already found it, just unmute yourself and read. Anyone?
Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 1, right?
Correct.
Okay, so should I read?
Yes, please.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha अनाश्रितः कर्म फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्यासी च योगी च न निरथ्विन्नं चाक्रियः.
Okay, I'm seeing it's being shared. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So I'll read the translation. I can scroll. Okay, there we go. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obliged is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. You can go to the purport now. Okay, thank you. I hope everyone can understand my accent, so I'll just go ahead and read the purport. In this chapter, the Lord explains that the process of the Eightfold Yoga system is a means to control the mind and the senses. However, this is very difficult for people in general to perform, especially in the age of Kali. Although the Eightfold Yoga system is recommended in this chapter, the Lord emphasizes that the process of Karma Yoga or acting in Krishna consciousness is better. Everyone acts in this world to maintain his family and their paraphernalia, but no one is working without some self-interest, some personal gratification, be it concentrated or extended. The criterion of perfection is to act in Krishna consciousness and not to with a view to enjoy the fruit of work. To act in Krishna consciousness is the duty of every living entity because all are constitutionally parts and parcels of the Supreme. The parts of the body work for the satisfaction of the whole body, and the limbs of the body do not act for self-satisfaction, but for the satisfaction of the complete whole. Similarly, the living entity who acts for satisfaction of the Supreme Whole and not for the personal satisfaction is the perfect sannyasi, the perfect yogi. The sannyasis sometimes artificially think that they have become liberated from all material duties and therefore they cease to perform Agnihotra yagyas, fire sacrifice. But actually they are self-interested because their goal is to become one with the impersonal Brahman. Such a desire is greater than any material desire, but it is not without self-interest. Similarly, the mystic yogi who practices the yoga system with half-open eyes, ceasing all activities, desires some satisfaction for his personal self. But a person acting in Krishna consciousness works for the satisfaction of the whole without self-interest. A Krishna conscious person has no desire for self-satisfaction. His creation of success or his criterion of success is the satisfaction of Krishna. And thus he is the perfect sannyasi or perfect yogi. Lord Chaitanya, the highest perfectional symbol of renunciation, prays in this way. Adanam najanam na sundarim kavitam va jagarishakamani mama janmani janmanishware bhavatar bhakti rahituki tvai. Oh, Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor to enjoy beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. What I want only is this causeless mercy or the devotional service in my life. But that's the end of the purpose. The Prabhupada ki. Okay, so what is Krishna telling us in this wonderful verse today? Krishna is telling us that we should not be attached to the result of our activities. Now, one may ask, why is Krishna telling us, why should I not be interested with the end result of something that I have worked for? It sounds unfair. If you work, you will get a salary. That's common sense. That's how the material world operates. Why is Krishna telling us, okay, you do your activities, but then the result of that activity, don't bother with it. I'm sure most of you must be asking this question. If you aren't, probably now you're thinking about it. So, Srila Prabhupada has given us the answer. But we first have to understand and accept that Krishna is the well-wisher of every single living entity, including ourselves, including all other species, all other animals. So anything Krishna is telling us, anything Krishna is telling Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is for us and it is for our own benefit. So how do we benefit from not being attached to the result of our activities? So there is two main points. I'll start by number one. Srila Prabhupada has clearly explained that if one considers himself, or if one considers the results of his activities to be his own, then he is also the cause of activities and therefore he will suffer or enjoy. Now what does this mean? It might sound confusing, but it means if I think that the result of my activities belongs to me, then I'm responsible for whatever good or bad reaction is going to come. And as devotees or aspiring devotees, we do not want to be bound. We want to break free from reactions. whether good or bad. Yes, we don't want to come back to this material world to suffer, and we also don't want to come back to this material world to enjoy. Or we don't even want to go to the heavenly planet to enjoy. Why? Because we want to go past this guna. We want to go past the reactions, karma. We want to go past our karma. So Krishna is prescribing here how one can be free from karma, and that is by being unattached to the result of our activities. So it is just like Srila Prabhupada has given a very nice example. And Srila Prabhupada is so expert that he can make a very abstract or very, far philosophy, very complicated philosophy simple. So Srila Prabhupada says, take for example, there's someone working in a factory. He's working in an assembly line. They assemble maybe electric vehicles. I've seen you have a lot of electric vehicles in India. So he's assembling a nice electric Tata vehicle. At the end of that assembly, that worker does not claim that, hey, this is my car. I used my effort to make this vehicle. Therefore, it belongs to me. No. He understands this vehicle belongs to the company. This vehicle belongs to my boss. Because who gave me all the facilities to make the vehicle? Who gave me the opportunity to have a job here? It's my boss. So the same thing applies to us. We may be proud of our efforts, our endeavors, but who gave us all of these things we're using? No one paid to get a healthy body. No one paid to have water, to get air. All these things were made by Krishna, readily available for us to sustain our life and to be able to create a living for ourselves. So therefore, it only makes sense that we should understand whatever we use that is not our property, the end result is also not our property. So when we claim that, okay, this Tata vehicle is now mine, then are we willing to take on the insurance that will come with it? Are we willing to take on all the other costs, the garage cost and all of these things? No, we don't have the capacity. But the owner of this vehicle has the capacity. So he's telling us, surrender the result of your activities to me and I'll take care of it. This is the first aspect. So the first aspect is that, we want to be free from the reaction. We don't want to be tied down by the reactions of our activities, because we don't want to continue coming into this cycle of birth and death. We all understand that we are in this material world in a cycle. We get a new body, die, we may go to another planet, but we're still going round and round. But a devotee is intelligent. They understand there is something more. So I want to go past this. Now, even just on a basic level, like even for a student or someone who is working in the world, or someone who is, even if whatever situation you're in, if you want to have a peaceful life, you should be detached from the end result, because you have to understand that there are three factors which determine success according to Bhagavad Gita. Success is not our right, it is not assured. We don't have control actually. So if we are trying to force things to go our way and we don't have control, then we are only going to create frustration. We'll only create more mental illness, and an unhealthy mind will also create an unhealthy body. We'll get so many diseases. So it will create a situation of suffering, which is not favorable. So at least, even if we're not so interested in being free from karma, you should at least be interested in having a cool, and should be interested in having a regulated emotional life. So if I'm always trying to force things, maybe I have a child, I'm paying for them, they're doing their tuitions, they're going to school, but still they're not performing in school as I would have liked. My desire is that they should perform the best so that they can have a good future. But that is not up to me. It's not up to the child also. Is it that those people who don't do well in life, is it that all of them are lazy? Is it that all of them are not intelligent? No, it's not the case. There's some people who are very intelligent, but they will never get some opportunities. There's some people who are very hardworking, but they will never become opulent or successful in a material life because they do not have control. It's not up to them. So I remember I said there's 3 factors which make or break success. Those 3 factors is the jiva, that is you and myself. The next factor is Krishna himself as the super soul, whose job is to sanction or to reject. And lastly is material nature, Prakriti. So the combination of these 3 things is what will decide if our endeavor will be successful. So for example, maybe a farmer is very hardworking. He goes to the land, he works on the land in good time, he plants the seed. But then Krishna does not sanction that you will get crops, and therefore there is no rain. And he does not provide for him a source of getting irrigation. Will he get the crop? No. But he is hardworking. But still, because the super soul has not sanctioned, he will not get it. So all of these 3 factors have to come together for us to get the end result. And all of these 3 factors are not necessarily in our control. Even ourselves, most of the time we don't have control over what we're doing because we're influenced by the modes of nature. But when we follow Krishna and his guidance, so what is his guidance today? His guidance is that perform your activities, but don't be attached to the end result. And by doing this, the result is that one gets knowledge. And when one gets knowledge, one becomes purified. So you'll continue moving up and up. You'll understand how to do things in the correct way, and you'll understand how to accept every situation as the mercy of the Lord. In such a situation, then someone will never be disturbed or someone will never be obstructed from progressing in spiritual life, because your view of life is much more larger. You understand it's not just about me. Krishna consciousness is actually, it's a simple formula. It's Krishna minus myself equals Krishna consciousness, meaning removing ourselves from the center. Like Srila Prabhupada was explaining here that most of us are engaged in a lot of activities, but they're always self-interested activities. It is not in the interest of Krishna. It is not in the interest of other people most time. It's either self-interested or extended self-interest. So in such a situation we cannot be happy because Srila Prabhupada is explaining we are eternally connected to Krishna. We cannot separate ourselves from Krishna. And he gives the example that all the limbs of the body, the arms, the legs, everything is working together. So like when the stomach is fed, when food goes to the stomach, then the whole body gets nourishment. Or when the roots of a plant, when the roots are watered, the whole plant will be similarly nourished. Now, Krishna is our root. We came from Krishna. Everything is coming from him. So, unless we please Krishna, it doesn't matter what we do materially or so-called spiritually, we are not going to be satisfied. We will never be satisfied. We'll always be in a situation of frustration, or in a situation where we're being constantly bullied by our unlimited desires. So when Krishna is saying, do not be attached to the result of your activities, he is saying this because he understands that ultimately he is the one in control. And when we are doing our activities in this consciousness, it will be good for ourselves. It will be good for us. We will be living a peaceful life. And we will be able to continue raising our state of consciousness. So if we are not supposed to do our activities with this type of attachment, then how should one do his activities? And Krishna gives us the answer in Bhagavad Gita 18:5-7. Krishna says, Jittasa sarva karmani mani sanya samatpara buddhi yogam upashritya machita satatam bhava. So let me open it here and read it for you directly. Then we shall close. You can ask your questions. Bhagavad Gita 18:7. Okay, here we go. Alright, so Krishna is saying, Bhagavad Gita chapter 18:57, in all activities just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Now, in the Bhagavad, I'll just read some of it. Srila Prabhupada is saying this, when one acts in Krishna consciousness, he does not act as the master of the world. Just like a servant, one should act fully under the direction of the Supreme Lord. A servant has no individual independence. He acts only in the order of the master. A servant acting on behalf of the Supreme Master is unaffected by profit and loss. He simply discharges his duty faithfully in terms of the order of the Lord. Now one may argue that Arjuna was acting under the personal direction of Krishna. But when Krishna is not present, how should one act? If one acts according to the direction of Krishna in this book, as well as under the guidance of the representative of Krishna, then the result will be the same. Jai Srila Prabhupada. If we follow Bhagavad Gita teaching under a guru, we will also be victorious, just like Arjuna. It is said in the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, wherever Krishna, the master of mystics, is, wherever Arjuna, the supreme archer, is, there is auspiciousness, there is all victory. So this will also be our experience, but we have to trust that Krishna is our well-wisher and try and see how we can apply Bhagavad Gita in real life. Let's not just become philosophers, but let's become practitioners. And then we'll see how scientific Krishna consciousness is. Hare Krishna. Now I'll leave it up for questions and answers. Anybody with a question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so my question is basically who we are truly and what is our true duty in this world and why we are stuck here and why we are not as per my understanding we are soul and our duty is to serve Lord Krishna. But why we are not doing it and why we are stuck in this Janma, Mrityu, death and birth circle?
Yeah, thank you. Very nice question. So, we are spirit souls, but we are currently in the dress or we are currently in a human body. Now this is significant because we have gone through 8.4 million species of life to attain this human body. So there must be something special about this body. And the special thing about the human life form is that this is the life form where we can practice spiritual life. This is the life form where we can practice self-realization. This is the only platform, this is the only body where we can start thinking about the Tatu Brahma Jigyasa. We can start thinking, what is the nature of the soul? What is my connection with Krishna? So you can just see that you are thinking like this because you have the facility, you have the intelligence, because you are in a human body. But other animals do not have such thoughts. They only think about food and survival. So this is the purpose of human life. And the purpose as a jiva, as a spirit soul, is to serve Krishna, is to reconnect with Krishna. And Krishna is also waiting for us. He's very eager to exchange with us, loving reciprocation. It's not that he just wants to be served and become a master sitting on a throne. No. Krishna's service is very sweet and it's full of so many different emotions. So that's why he can accept to become a baby, so that his servant will serve him as a mother. And even the mother is willing to even beat Krishna with a stick. Of course, Mother Yashoda did not beat Krishna with a stick, but she was scaring him, that, hey, you naughty boy, if you continue like this, I'll give you one. So Krishna is enjoying that exchange with his mother Yashoda. It's not that he just wants to be, seated on a Vyasasana and everyone is afraid of him. That's not the ideal. So our purpose is to lovingly serve Krishna, and Krishna is very eager to exchange with us according to what flavor we want to exchange with him. We could be Krishna's friend, could be Krishna's lover or his mother at the highest stage when we perfect our lives. So the reason why we're not able to do this is because of long contact with material nature. We've been in contact with material nature for such a long time that we have now accepted that we are also material beings. We have accepted, this material conditioning to be normal. So because of a long period of exposure to this materialistic life, it's difficult. It's very difficult, but it is not impossible. And it is the best thing to do. There's nothing better to do. Once you understand that, okay, I'm sick, there is only one other thing to do. It is to seek help, take the medicine, and get better. There is nothing else to do. So this is the process of Krishna consciousness. We are trying to bring out our true self, our true nature, by practicing all of these things in Krishna consciousness, following the rules and regulations, hearing from Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, hearing the devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam. So because of this long contact with material nature, we are in this situation where we're not interested in Krishna. But by practicing Krishna consciousness, because naturally that love is in our hearts, everything we do is slowly bringing it out, and eventually it will fully manifest and we will go back to being our original selves. I hope this answers your question, Lalit Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, thank you for your question. I saw someone posted something in the chat. So the question is, Prabhuji, how do we understand or get a sign that what is or what was our relation with Shri Krishna? This we don't need to get any signs. This will be revealed by the holy name. The holy name can reveal our eternal relation with Krishna, but this is at a very advanced stage. So for now, my thinking is that you don't need to worry about that. Now you need to worry about chanting nicely, attentive chanting. You need to see how can I improve my chanting, how can I improve my rounds, and naturally that will follow. It's actually said that as soon as one starts practicing Krishna consciousness, it is assured that one will reach perfection. It's just a matter of time. Now the matter of time depends on how serious we are and how much mercy we get from the devotees. But it's assured. We're not gambling. We are practicing Krishna consciousness because we know the and we have full faith in the holy name. We have full faith in the Shastras, and we have full faith in our Guru, that our Guru is competent to take us back home to God. I hope I've answered your question. Yes, Prashant. Oh, okay, no, you're clapping. Okay, I see that our time is up. I was told I should end at 6:30, so I hand it over back to you, Shri Hari Kirtan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving such nice insights on this shloka. और सभी के sorry, and by hearing all of their questions also, I could really feel that they were very much actively hearing you and contemplating deeply on that. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your nourishing association. We would like to have you more and more in our family of devotees.
Thank you, Prabhu.
They all are clapping. They all are clapping. They want you more and more.
Thank you for giving me service, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.